I'm Jeff Surber, Operations Section Chief with Great Basin Team 1. Today on the Grizzly fire, I'll give you a little rundown of what we plan to do today. Starting over near Glenwood Springs, we have our Division November that works in this branch 1. Basically, it's in the No Name Creek area. Yesterday, the fire in No Name didn't move too much. It continues to creep down to this portion of No Name. This we've had crews in here working in the bottom of No Name, just north of I-70. They've done an excellent job holding it in the bottom of the canyon and preventing it from running up the east face. The westerly portion of No Name, I should say, the easterly aspect. And it continues to draw down into here. We have a portable batch plant, which we use heavy helicopters to fill retardant buckets or tanks, fly up into the canyon and drop retardant on this fire, trying to slow its spread down into the canyons to keep its spotting potential, its ability to throw embers across the canyon. So that's pretty much what we did in Division November yesterday. Coming into Division Quebec, this fire continues to move out here through terrain that's really not very accessible. When it gets up on the flats right in this area, up around the Wagon Gulch, the headwaters of Wagon Gulch, we have folks up in here that are trying to figure out exactly how to go about working this whole chunk of fire along the north end. What we're doing is using retardant as much as possible to pre-treat this area and work the edges to slow this fire down so that we can use the coffee pot road as a final perimeter or final holding feature to the north. We don't really have much opportunity in here. Some of this is aspen and flatter ground and lower vegetation that's less likely to burn, and it loses its ability to climb the slope like it has been coming out of the river corridor. So what we're hoping to do is catch it up in this aspen sage country and use coffee pot as a feature to do that. Moving over into Division Tango and Whiskey, what we're doing there is yesterday coming back down towards the Bear Ranch area on the north side of the Bear Ranch, which is a few miles to the southwest of Dotsero staging, or our Dotsero area right here. The fire is still several miles from that, but what we did yesterday is we were able to catch the fire on the Coffee Pot Road in a series of switchbacks where it came up out of the drainages with a pretty good head of steam, but then it lost its ability to carry fire once it hit the top up there in those switchbacks, and we were able to catch it on the Coffee Pot Road right in this area on the map. Late yesterday afternoon into the evening, probably 15 to 20 loads of retardant were put on this section of line to prevent its eastward spread towards Dotsero. And that retardant will buy us a lot of time. And I just heard from our branch director in that area that he feels that this going direct on this piece of line from the highway up to Coffee Pot may be a viable alternative, because we were able to get so much retardant on that fire yesterday that it definitely died down to the point where we may be able to go direct on this and not. So we'll be building a contingency line and pre-treating that with retardant eventually in the next couple of days in case we are unable to hold the fire here and the fire continues to want to come around this way. So basically we have a primary line that we want to try to hold that piece of fire on right now, and then we have some contingency lines. We actually have 4 contingency lines going all the way out for miles in front of the fire to try to plan ahead for the possibility of this fire eventually traveling to the north, even though we're trying to catch it where it is right now. Moving on down to Division X-Ray and Zulu. This fire, there's fingers of this fire that came out of the Devil's Hole area 2 days ago on a spot fire that crossed the canyon. That day it made a pretty good push up and then out to the east with the prevailing winds. Yesterday this gained some more ground right here on the farthest eastward progression near Spruce Ridge. This piece of fire hit a large lava flow, and that's pretty much what stopped it right here. You will not see, right where I'm pointing in the dot flats area, you will likely not see that progression beyond this point due to the large lava flow. Today in Bear Ranch, we plan to continue to make sure that fire has no opportunity to circle around and come back into Bear Ranch from another direction. Yesterday afternoon, we had dozer line in there just as the fire hit. We were able to burn out, and there were no structures lost at Bear Ranch, but we're continuing to watch the portion that is to the south and uphill from Bear Ranch to make sure that fire doesn't come back down the route. Moving around to Alpha. Alpha looks real good. That's the portion between Grizzly Creek and Lookout Mountain. That area is looking good. That was hit hard with retardant. There are some areas there that will never see a firefighter's boot because it's too steep, especially down towards the I-70 corridor. But that area is looking good. We're supposed to get winds out of the north for the next few days, maybe even the northeast, which would tend to want to push this chunk of fire down here in Division Alpha back out towards Hopkins Reservoir or maybe towards the Red Canyon area. So we're being real vigilant, even though this has been fairly inactive for about 3 or 4 days. With the switch in wind direction, it could pick back up because, like I say, there are portions of that line that haven't been worked by people. So we'll be watching that real close from the air today, as well as from the ground. And if anything tries to sneak through the retardant line or come out right over there, we plan to make that a priority. We have some priorities for pre-treating with retardant from fixed-wing aircraft, but if we're out here pre-treating something that we think might happen, and we have a definite problem somewhere else on the fire, we change our priorities multiple times a day based upon the fire activity and the threat to structures and other properties. So that is about it for today. Thank you.